Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Operatives of the Nigeria Customs Service intercept over $8 million at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. Arrest airport staff over incident. Nigeria signs tripartite agreements for the repatriation of over $318 million or 115.9 billion naira. Funds to be used on the Lagos-Ibadan and Abuja-Kano expressways, as well as the second Niger Bridge projects. President Buhari formally unveils Nigeria's Visa Policy 2020 as part of measures to attract specialized skills, enhance business opportunities, and achieve African integration. And the World Health Organization says coronavirus outbreak does not yet constitute a pandemic as death toll from disease rises to over 400. And we'll have business, sports, news from the FCT, and of course our studios in London. Now, our website, channelstv.com, has more information for you on our top stories. So subscribe and watch Channels Television's live stream on YouTube and other social media platforms using your mobile device browser, or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. You can also watch us via your smart TV platforms. That's on Apple, Android, Fire, and Roku TV as well. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, today inaugurated an ad hoc committee to look into the current security architecture of the country and recommend ways to improve on the present situation. Last week, the Senate resolved to set up the ad hoc committee after exhaustive deliberations on the security situation in the country. The Senate President asked the committee to be rigorous in their assignment to deepen the understanding of the nature of the crisis, have a realistic assessment of the problem, and proffer a workable solution. Senator Lawan also asked security agencies to give all the necessary cooperation for the committee to discharge its duties effectively. The committee is headed by the Senate leader, Senator Yahaya Abdullahi. Others include Senator Einaya Abaribe, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, among others. Now let's cross over to Abuja, and here's Markwe Ogun Yusuf. Markwe.
Hello, Ijoma. It's good to see you. Well, we'll begin with the call by the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress on the federal government to consider a downward review of salaries for political office holders. This is coming on the heels of plans by the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission to review the wages of politicians. The president of the NLC, Mr. Ayuba Waba, who spoke at a news conference in Abuja, insists that the existing gap in the wages of political office holders and those of civil servants is already so wide that any upward review will be insensitive. The Workers' Union also criticizes the federal government for what it describes as its inability to address the insecurity in the country.
Today, the official salary being earned by political elite seems to be much more higher than many countries around the world. I was thinking that review can be upward or downwards. And in the case of our political office holder, it should be downwards, so that we can be at the same level because we go to the same market. Yes. They should also have be on the same margin of 30,000, and then you look at specific allowance or special allowances. That's what is done in other climes. There must be justification to arrive at a wage. Equal pay for work of equal value. That's the position of ILO. Not the case of animal farm. Some animals are more important than the other. No. The issue of Boko Haram, particularly in the northeast, have assumed a new and dangerous dimension, where most of the major access into the capital are today being blocked, or in most cases, they are being attacked on a daily basis, sometimes 3 times a day. No country can develop. No investor will come into Nigeria if the security situation continues. And therefore, whatever step that is needed to be taken, NLC is supportive of a holistic approach. And people of Nigeria will be ready to see the scenario change, particularly the new element of kidnapping people for ransom. The point we want to insist is that let's address the fundamental issue of insecurity. And the ball ends on the table of Mr. President.
And lawmakers in the House of Representatives today rejected a motion seeking to evacuate Nigerians from China over the outbreak of the coronavirus. Members voted massively against the motion raised by the spokesperson of the House, Benjamin Okezie, denying him the opportunity to make a representation. The Speaker of the House, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, repeatedly tried to get the lawmakers to allow Mr. Okezie move his motion, but the lawmakers remained adamant. Our correspondent Terry Kumi reports.
Almost 1.5 hours behind schedule, the Speaker of the House of Representatives makes his way into the Green Chamber for the first plenary session of the week. As lawmakers settle down to the business of the day, the spokesperson of the House raises a matter of urgent public importance relating to the outbreak of the coronavirus in China.
Urgent need to evacuate hopelessly stranded Nigerians in Wuhan and the wider province of Hubei.
Those who support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. You know,
the reaction of the lawmakers prompts a consultation between the Speaker and Mr. Kalu, and the Speaker attempts to persuade members to at least listen to the motion. But even that hits a brick wall.
you have just proven this saying that the first instinct of any human being is self-preservation. So you no longer want your brothers back in Nigeria.
It's not too urgent like that. Why I say it's not too urgent like that? Because one, China have a better facility than Nigeria.
Even the co-sponsors of the motion develop cold feet when they are called upon to second the motion.
And what appears like overwhelming misunderstanding of the intent of this motion, we wish to seek leave of the House to step down the motion.
Honorable Elumelu, you want to second the motion? He's the co-sponsor of the motion, but he says his mic is not working. Honorable TJ Yusuf.
The motion is eventually seconded but suffers defeat.
I rise to second that this matter is urgent enough to be considered now. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The nays have it.
The lawmakers further want the federal government to be prepared for health emergencies in future. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the workforce at the screening point of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport will receive additional staffing from the Lagos State government as the move to guard against transporting the virus to Nigeria continues. The General Manager Aeromedicals of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Dr. Wilfred Higai, explains that the international airport is keen into the state's incident command system.
That they partner with the federal government in safeguarding the state and also the country. So this point of entry is going to receive some assistance from the state government in terms of manpower to man the point of entry to ensure heightened surveillance is carried out. We are ensuring that the gates of the country in terms of the air border is tight, very, very tight, to ensure that surveillance is optimal. The port health services are the key and the competent health authority at the point of entry. We are working with them.
Away from stories on the coronavirus to Imo State, where an oil pipeline exploded today in Itekuru community in Ohaji Igbema local government area, destroying many homes and farmlands in the process. The Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Imo State Command, Lowell Chimeziri, explains that the explosion was triggered by illegal bunkering activities by some hoodlums in the community. According to the NSCDC spokesperson, the state commandant of the Corps, Raji Ibrahim, is leading a team to the site of the explosion for an on-the-spot assessment. The command is yet to ascertain if there are any casualties. Etekwuru is one of the oil-producing communities located in Ohaji-Egbema local government area.
The early hours of Tuesday, January the 4th, indigents of Etekwuru Oil Community in Ohaji-Egbema local government area of Imo State were woken up by the sound of an explosion that spread fire and panic. After the raging flames became calm, polythene bags with adulterated petroleum products and oil spillage around the vicinity gives an indication that some illegal bunkering activities had been going on in the area. Even though the fire had gone down in some parts, the fire is still raging in some other areas. The villagers described the incident as unfortunate. They are calling on the government and security operatives to urgently put measures in place to address the menace of oil bunkering in the area.
The police directed us to go to the civil defense, that they are the people in charge of a pipeline, and which we have also done and made our official complaint or reports that the community is not happy with whatever that is happening on the pipeline, and the community is equally ready to give the government assistance that they required from us.
Hopefully, those behind this will be fished out to face the law to deter others with similar intentions.
When the news at 10 returns, Securities and Exchange Commission presents 12-page document on rules for trading to set the ball rolling for a thriving derivatives market in Nigeria. That's some business news. Do join us again.